door is this, T-Rex? You see the crow? There's a crow next to you. You know how you like the crows? Yeah, do it. Do it. You never do it this door on Cape Cod. He only does that in Weymouth, at the slider in Weymouth. Okay, he looks around. Where are we? This is South Dennis. I know there's friends next door. So Rex is gone next door. It's on the grill, Tim. Haha. Stuffies, bivalves from Bass River last night. There's one left. Who wants it? Gorgeous morning. The water. It's still. We loved it when we were little kids. We'd say, hey, let's go water skiing. It's still. People still water ski? Sometimes. Still a smoky sky, that's for sure. Can't even really see the smoke there through the trees. And let's check the temperature outside at, it's about, I don't know, 9:30, 72 degrees. Other dogs in the neighborhood. And that's mostly smoke and some altocumulus clouds. Let's go to the satellite imagery. This morning, wow, there's a big cloud over central Maine. That's a thunderstorm that lasted all night that formed in Canada yesterday. And then there's a lot of smoke, and you can see the fog quite distinctly in the valleys of Pennsylvania and New York, where high pressure sinking air resulted in an inversion. Last night, another comfortable night for sleeping, and still air. Temperature and dew point map this morning. This also has the wind barbs. A lot of crosses on there. That means there's no wind, very little pressure gradient. We are surrounded by high pressure, but right over New England, there's a surface trough and very weak low pressure in the order of about maybe 10, 14 millibars. And that slight bit of surface convergence with a wind kind of from the northeast in Maine and kind of from the west in New York, and an upper level low and low barometer instability in the atmosphere with an upper level low means more showers and thunderstorms today. Yesterday, we were not in a zone predicted to have severe weather. And timeout. Wow. Does this say something about our winter forecast? The acorns are being shredded up in the trees, so it's all of a sudden suddenly watch the acorn season, and the squirrels are going nuts around here. So we had severe weather yesterday, and here are the reports of hail and wind damage, and a lot of this happened after the sun went down. So you talk a lot about diurnal heating, and that's when you get the heat of the sun of the day causing the thunderstorms, but often they fade at sunset. That did not happen yesterday. Rob Wright in Freeport, Maine at midnight. Oh my goodness, midnight. So much for diurnally driven. These formed maybe during the day, but survived well into the night. That's called nocturnal, when you get thunderstorms in the middle of the night. And storms did survive last night also. And that's that storm over Maine. I showed you the satellite. Here's the radar. And this one was still going at sunrise, coming out of Canada and moving due south. So we're on the backside of a retrograding upper low. What does that mean? Retrograding upper low. We talked about it back on Monday when we had that unexpected severe weather. That upper level low went out to our east. Well, it backed up, turned around. It's wobbling. And so very unpredictable. Last week, a week ago, we're talking about it. I said, it looks kind of quiet, but I'm not so sure with an upper level low around. So T-Rex is all excited because I just went like this. Stung by a bee again yesterday. My foot's really itchy. Look at this pile of leaves. This was uniform, and it was like a loaf of bread shape, but it's been totally torn. The turkeys are in there chasing the nutrients that produce my worm farm. Turkeys love the worm farm. And while we're over here, why don't we go look at the gourds? They look gorgeous as far as the leaves go, right? But there's no pumpkins in there. Just beautiful pumpkin flowers, which the bees are gorging on. Look at them in there. So that is a male flower. I don't know if I don't want to disturb the bees too much, but there are female flowers that just are not producing for some reason. I'm shredding a flower here. I wanted to show you, but this is live and unstaged. Maybe I'll stage one later for tomorrow's out the door, but there's not one pumpkin in there, which is disturbing. I love the compost pumpkins. I don't see any. Nope, no compost pumpkins. That's the update from the compost pile. And let's talk about the weather. Boston 5-day meteogram. And you can see right there the temperature about 2 o'clock is about 80, and then it dives down into the 60s with a strong thunderstorm coming right over Boston sometime between 2 and 4 o'clock, it looks like. And then we're having the dew point come up, even though yesterday I called it a backdoor cold front. It's not really cold, but it is cooler, and that's going to have a lot to do with clouds and more of a flow coming in off the ocean. But the wind has been very unpredictable this week at the surface. Everything's been unpredictable this week. Timing and placement of these showers and thunderstorms especially. And then the weather has improved now in the forecast for Saturday and maybe Sunday too, at least with the Euro, where it had a heavy band of rain coming in Saturday night and Sunday. Now it says it's going to wait till Sunday night and Monday. And a lot of that has to do with Ernesto, and a lot of it has to do with a front coming at us from the west, where the legitimate severe weather threat is over the Central Plains. Legitimate, like there's such things as illegitimate weather. But we're going to have to track a low coming at us from the west, and also Ernesto going by to the east. First, let's just take today's hour by hour. It's already about noontime when I get this thing published, so there are the showers and thunderstorms redeveloping. Robust multi-clustered cells, robust updrafts and clustered cells. That's what the Severe Storm Prediction Center said. We were going to reach critical temperature ignition 3 to 4 p.m., and there they are coming out of right down the Maine, New Hampshire border, right into eastern Massachusetts, about 5, 6 o'clock, and then diminishing a bit over Cape Cod, about 8 or 9 o'clock. And then look at this other cell forming in central Massachusetts and moving west-southwest in the middle of the night tonight and tomorrow morning. That's just amazing. Anyhow, the HRR did a pretty good job with those showers and storms yesterday, and I think that all the forecasters underestimated that the robust aspect of these showers and storms. And so some of us are going to get another rainbow and some damaging winds and some hail today. Ice balls coming out of the sky. This will be the third time this week this has happened. But at least the Severe Storm Prediction Center did put us in a bit of a risk zone there with that marginal means it's probably going to happen. And the lifted index this afternoon in Burlington, Vermont is minus 7 degrees Celsius. So that's very unstable. Once a parcel, not particle, parcel starts to rise, it keeps on rising up to 30,000 feet, and that's where you get the freezing level, and the raindrops go up, they turn to ice, they come down as hail. That's just the next 24 hours. Let's go to the Hurricane Ernesto. What did Josh Morgan call it this morning? He's a world-renowned chaser. He called it, looks like a Cinnabon this morning. It ingested some dry air, but it is a hurricane now, and is expected to strengthen somewhat as it goes over warm water and a nice upper level peaceful environment, and still expected to become a major hurricane. National Hurricane Center, and I made a mistake yesterday. I said major category 3 is 120. Well, it's actually 111 miles an hour. So forecast to have winds of over 111 miles an hour as it approaches Bermuda, where it may start to weaken as it accelerates and encounters some vertical shear and somewhat cooler water, but water's still pretty warm out there, and move well east of New England. We will have that groundswell. Groundswell is a storm generating huge waves near its center, and those waves radiate out across the ocean. And even though you don't get the wind, you get the waves, and probably in the order of, I'd say, 6 to 8 foot breakers coming at us on Saturday on National Seashore and on Nantucket with about a 14-second period, and with a full moon approaching. That means we're going to have coastal erosion and rip current advisories and such, and expert surfers will come from all around to surf the Northeast from New Jersey to Maine, and that'll be heaviest surf probably Sunday into Monday, I would guess. So we may be down the National Seashore chasing some surf on Monday, and I'm not an expert, but maybe I'll do the in-close waters. What else did I want to talk about? I mean, I've got all the upper flows and all that, and I'm going to skip that. It's 9 minutes in. Let's just go. I guess I got to show the Euro 10-day forecast. We've got the Fresh Air Fanatic getting married in 11 days. Sorry, this only goes out 10 days on Long Island. And there's our front coming in from the west, and there's Ernesto on the right. Low pressure over the Great Lakes tries to push air in from the southwest, but then there's weak high pressure and Ernesto trying to push air in from the northeast, and that's going to be surface convergence. And although we've cleaned up the Saturday forecast, there's Sunday and Monday with the heavy bands of rain coming in here. The hurricane will be probably making landfall somewhere near Newfoundland next Monday night or Tuesday, and our front lingers here, and it looks like another batch of cool air and another pesky, hard to forecast upper level low here again next week. Upper level low being low barometer cold, and you create the showers and the thunderstorms each afternoon. So Very little change to the forecast. The smoke forecast, I didn't even produce one, but with the flow coming out of eastern Canada, there's actually a air quality alert in northern Maine for the smoke coming right down to ground level. I'm not sure how high the smoke is, but I thought I could smell a little bit of it yesterday. I don't see any reason for the smoke to go away until perhaps Sunday and Monday, when most levels of the atmosphere, the flow comes more from the southwest than the northwest like it is now. Uh-oh, don't tell Scott, but T-Rex is walking on his lawn. You know how some people have lawns like this, like that, and then other people have lawns like that. That's my lawn over there. And we're all trying to improve here. Yesterday and more, we had, shifting gears now, we're done with the forecasting. Yesterday's and more had 3 tankers go by the house in 3 hours yesterday. That's pretty unusual, and they're always a spectacle, and so was the weather. And then we traveled to Cape Cod. The traffic waves were non-existent, thankfully. That was nice, not to be stressed out on the highways for a change, and made it over to Mayflower Beach, where it looked like some Roman Gothic architecture, sand sculpture. Gorgeous. To do all that work and all that artistic value goes out with the tide, and then one young man in a blue bathing suit couldn't resist it, and he stomped it as it was. I guess he put it out of his misery, but people just love to destroy things, don't they? I was actually making the analogy, how come someone wrecks a snowman within 5 minutes after someone building it, yet they're respecting this castle? Until that young man didn't respect it. Oh yeah, and speaking of the beaches and Rome, Ray and Nevada, Alba, and family are exploring the coast of Italy, and in Rome, apparently, they don't have too many air conditioners, because down at the beach, Anzio Beach, is that right, Nevada? They escaped the 1,000-degree heat in Rome, and she says, why don't they have air conditioning here? I do not know. Tell us more. And we see Nevada skiing at Killington and Pico all winter long. That's still about 3 or 4 months away. So we'll leave you with some of those scenes from yesterday. Talk to you tomorrow. Happy Thursday. What's that, Rex? What's that? I want to show you this too before we get to yesterday. Look at these shrooms. Talk about architecture. What are those things? And so I had the lawn mowed this week, and I paid full price. They didn't mow this part, did they? Well, I'm kind of happy. I want to learn more about. Oh, I just broke it. I'm going to leave that there for now. No doubt Smurfs were here. All right, we'll report more on these tomorrow when I learn more. Okay, here's yesterday. Just heard a tug blow the whistle. That's what you call it. More of a foghorn sounding thing. Not sure where it is. Probably be a tanker coming through any moment. Yeah, we were right. Something's coming through. Derringer. I mentioned that was 183 meters the other day. Assume the position. 183 meters is 600 feet. So that's about the same length as the Prudential Tower. That's the life raft. That's the bridge. There are the radars. That's House Neck Quincy. Financial District of Boston. And heavy duty industry. And a homemade birch tree flagpole with a weather stick pointing up and the flag straight down. Hey, they match with colors fairly well. Thanks for the fuel. Dirty fuel. Yeah, evil dirty fuel. It's a busy one. Second tanker in an hour and a half. I like the name of this one, New England. Escorted by Liberty and Justice. Happy dog. I didn't mean to still be here right now, but I am, so we are, so we will. And here comes another one, third one of the day. It's busy. Does it say anything about the upcoming winter? That is Liberty. And I can't really read it. W1 SOOM star.
Chuck is back. He's telling the story.
Unbelievable. I was nude the entire week. Okay. I want to know that. I just made that part up. God, it's so beautiful down there. So nice. But you know what? It's great to be back. Is it?
Because I talked, when I filled in for you last week, I kept saying, I don't know anybody that goes on tropical vacations in August. Well, wait, why?
Because there's no crowds. Everything is open. Everything.
And the beauty
You walk
of it-
into a restaurant, the beaches, there's nobody there.
And the beauty of the Virgin Islands is not like it's 95 degrees with no air circulating down there this time of year.
Gentle island breeze. Gentle island.
Although, check.
What a joy. Come through here, Plymouth. You want to do it at 2:21 on a Wednesday. Did you see that convection when we panned west back there in Plymouth, T-Rex? Yeah, got some on Cape Cod too. So it's an unstable, smoky atmosphere with some billowing cumulus clouds and no traffic waves. Subsidence over the ocean. Oh yeah, we're back. T-Rex, we're back. Rex, the selection is growing. A couple of white chairs in there now. And we're back to the north side of Dennis, Cape Cod. The water's coming in. You can't even tell the difference between the water and the sky, hardly. Sky full of smoke. Very little wind, very light onshore breeze right now. But that is style. The water comes in really far, really fast. So you gotta move your camp. Obviously a veteran camp mover right there. Almost never light enough wind that you can get away with that.
Some kind of
So
chemical.
this is what happens when you leave your potato chips and you go for a swim. Flash mob. I see a laughing gull in there.
Kev, I can't justify
So nice. Another stroke of artistic sandcastle genius about to succumb to the rising waters. Wow. That is gorgeous. Look at that. It's got Italian DNA.
1, 2, 3.
It's Nevada Alba here, and I'm reporting on the beach in Italy right now.
Which beach?
Anzio Beach. We're taking a break from the heat in Rome, which is like 1,000 degrees. I'm super glad to finally touch the water. Please get some AC here. That's all.
No AC in Italy. Okay, that's in Nevada Alba reporting from Anzio Beach. See, Anzio Beach?
Anzio Beach.
CC. Okay. All right, taking the view.
Here it comes. The local daily, twice daily tsunami on the north side of Cape Cod Flats. So fun trying to stop the water. Sky and the water are one today. This is going to be a little sad and thrilling. I feel like we need a time lapse of this one, but I'm not going to. It's crashing down, but I can't get any video because everyone else is. I don't know whether that's the family that built it or not. And we've got some aerial coverage of the breaking news of the artistic gem known as the Sandbar at Mayflower Castle, succumbing to the tide. A spectacle. Everyone's here. They're trying to save it from the bottom up, I think. They're trying to fortify the edges. You know how you drip the sand, make those sort of silly sand spires. But every time they take a little bit of sand out from below the foundation, that weakens the foundation. It's only a matter of minutes. That was just a collapse of the west wall there. helicopter evacuation. There's the evacuation vessel ready to evacuate the princess from the turret. Oh, there's one in every crowd. That kid just went up and stepped on it. One in every crowd. That young man in the blue. It says a lot about him. Had to be the one. Did you build it? Laughing gull, very close. Young laughing gull. Very similar sunset to yesterday with the smoke. And it's another sand, not castle, but pile out there in the surf. Yep, there's the sandbar. And we've got a new meteorologist here, Nick Morganelli and Jean, in from Western Massachusetts, visiting. Small World Department. LSC class of 88?
91.
91, wow.
Yeah.
So you were the new guy.
Yeah.
You and
yeah.
Pete Bouchard, right?
Yeah.
Look at you now. Oh, laughing gull on a post, on a webcam. Don't you just feel like there's going to be a shark that jumps out of the water and grabs one of the gulls? Is that enough for today? I think it is. Never ends, does it? Sun on a wire. Talked today about no matter how big your boat is, someone else's is bigger or better. No matter how nice your Jeep is, someone else's is nicer. Look at this vintage. Oh my goodness, what is this? 1970s? Gorgeous. Styling. Wow, what is that noise?
Do you think because I'm new to you that you're gorgeous?
I think it's an owl.
Is that T-Rex? Is that what you're doing? Do you think I'm like, because I'm new? He sees.
He's got Coag on the brain, and he hears an owl.
Excited.
He's so confused over things.
Maybe you should record that sound and send it to Mark Brown.
Oh, how's Mark doing? I haven't talked. You already mentioned.
Kev, did you want to add your 2 cents?
No, not you.
I am recording that sound.